So, Zoo Crew, back again with Retreat to Coralhelm, just trying to squeak out as much practice as I can before I take on, like, my first daily as soon as Retreat to Coralhelm becomes something I can buy on probably GoatSpot. I like GoatSpot a lot. Pizzap turned me on to that bot. Anyways, so I'm trying to get as much Retreat to Coralhelm Zoo practice as I can. Nothing's really changed in the main deck. There has actually been one change, and that's I've gone up one Coralhelm Pride Mage and down one Scavenging Ooze. After a lot of testing, it took me a lot to come to that decision. I realized that with Geist Knights, the Smiter, and my Tarmogoyf and my Wild Noctowl, I had a lot of beatdown. But and Ooze was great. Ooze is never bad, but the problem I found was that when I was always getting my blue land, I was favoring my Hollowed Fountain more than anything else, than my Breeding Pool, and I was also favoring getting my one of Sacred Foundry if I had a Breeding Pool in my opener, or somehow drew into my Breeding Pool. So it actually had this weird thing where I've only ever had, like, with 4 lands out, I've only ever had 2 of them be green, and that's enough to start doing stuff with Scavenging Ooze. But I decided to go down in 1 just because I didn't have that much access to green, unless I had out Noble Hierarch, in which case, then I had a ton of access to green. But Coralhelm Pride Mage has never been bad, and the Exalted actually is a little better with Geist than it is in the prior deck, where it was just Naya versioned. Plus, Retreat allows you to really beat down with one creature. So, I think Coralhelm Pride Mage is a little better. Also, I wanted to be a little better against Affinity. I haven't run into it yet, but I know that my aggro game is a little softer, which it seems weird, because every other video that I've shown has actually been me beating red deck wins. But no, it's my aggro game's a little softer, and so to pump that up, I found my combo game's actually been pretty good with 2 Negate and 2 Meddling Mage, but I cut down 1 Meddling Mage, because Aven Mind Sensor also comes in against those combo matchups, generally speaking. And I've actually gone up in Pyroclasms. I decided to cut out the Bonfire of the Damned and put in Pyroclasm, because when I run into an aggro deck where I want to use Pyroclasm, I don't have Geist anyways. I take Geist out. And then the only things that die to it are the Scavenging Ooze and the Pride Mage, but even then, depending on how the turn goes, I can actually get around that. So, yeah, let's get into some game footage. Alright, we'll see what he rolls. Rolled way higher than me. Alright, and what do we have in the opener? We have a Retreat to Coralhelm, a Noble Hierarch to put it out there, Geist on turn 2. This is a very keepable hand. We could draw onto the combo. If we do, we can still win. If we don't draw onto the combo, that's fine. We're just going to put Geist out instead. Seems great. The question is, do I want to correct this or not? Because I can go with the basic, and then go into a Geist with just the Hollowed Fountain. Yeah, I'll go with the basic, and then if he kills off my Noble Hierarch, I'll just put the Wood Foothills out for a Sacred Foundry, and then play the Noble Hierarch, or play the Wild Noctowl. This way I'm sort of playing a little bit safe with my mana base. In Naya Zoo, I like cracking my fetches right away to thin my deck out a little bit. But I found that I don't like that when I am playing 4-color Zoo, because the fetches could be anything, and that's what I prefer. Alright, I guess Sacred Foundry is still probably the way to go here, because we have access to 2 blue cards in our hand. And the reason why is just because, like, it gives me a little bit more time to see how the board's developing, what mana I need to get. If I need to be more red, more green, more white. Very rarely more blue, but occasionally, you know, like I have to decide whether or not I want blue or not. So Wall of Omens with Naya colors is kind of weird. That's usually like, even though Wall of Omens is just a white card, I totally see it as like a blue card. Because it's usually just played in blue decks. He must be Gifts Ungiven, maybe? Sin Collector. Choose an instant or sorcery and take that card out of his hand. Sure. Here you go, buddy. Alright. I'm going to conceal the planes in my hand, I suppose. This Sin Collector will be strictly there to... Well, it doesn't matter, because it's going to be a 3/3, so... See, that's what I'm talking about, that it being more impressive. Second main... I'm going to go ahead and cast Retreat to Coralhelm. And we're going to scry 1. Fetch land will let me get in there for more damage. I'm assuming there's a board wipe coming. That's just all I'm assuming here. That'd bring him down to 3. No, I gotta land in hand. I'd rather just have it keep getting blocked by Wall of Omens. Like, it's okay if it just gets blocked by Wall of Omens. It's not super okay if it gets... Well, if it's double blocked, it's, I guess, fine. But I have tap-down triggers, so that's probably fine. And then, yeah, look, he hasn't blow up my entire field yet, so we'll go ahead and put Wild Knockout all out there. Restoration Angel is a good card to know that he has. I guess he's just like Kiki Jiki Company. Sure, Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker. Scavenging Ooze is kind of cool. Kinda cool, not super cool. I can tap down one target. I suppose tapping down a... I don't really care if I tap down a Sin Collector, if he adds another Sin Collector. Tapping down a Corsair is probably my best bet. The thing is, he's going to combo off next turn, so I need to I wish I had a fetch land, because that would actually stop the combo. I don't think I can win as long as he has the ability to combo off. So, he has a Restoration Angel in hand, which he casts to Kiki, flickers Kiki, and then he just combos off. I would need to have had a fetch land, aka the one I threw on the bottom of my library because I said I didn't need it, to win this game, or a removal spell. As Corsair gave him just enough life not to die, gained 2 life off of his Corsair. Then, let's see here. Did he not pay full amount for his, No, he paid full amount for his Stomping Ground. He literally gained just enough life off of his thing. I don't want to reveal any info. I know I don't got this game. Even Mind Sensor will help out. Dramaka's Command will help out. Oh, I guess I didn't save. Pyroclasms would have helped out, but I didn't save the library, so that's something. He's got a 4 of Collected Company in his deck, so I can use the Meddling Mage in that respect. Actually, I'll keep the combo in. Qasai Primate becomes, I guess, less relevant because he's not using the twin combo to combo. He's got ways to block my Geist, so actually Geist is not super great here. I guess I'll take out 1 Dramaka's Command, because everything else is pretty good here. Yeah, I'll take this. I'll risk it. It's not my favorite hand in the world. But hopefully he's got no Mana Dork to, like, ramp up on. Start with a Breeding Pool, I think. We don't have red in our hand yet. Alright, I could cast him here. Meddling Mage, that is. I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. We're gonna say Collected Company. Because if he decides to use a removal spell on it, you know what, that's perfectly fine with me. And it does hit me, too, which stinks. But I think that it hurts him probably way worse. And he could bolt it. I mean, or something like that. But it'll take him a little bit of time to do that. Alright, so now we got access to red. We don't really need to do much more than that. I'm hoping he puts the fetch land out right now. No fetch land? Sure. Ooh, draw and collect a company off of my own thing. Oh no! Hey man, that was a viable thing to happen. I don't know, I'm not good enough at Meddling Mage to know what to call quite yet. So we're gonna just kill off the Domri. That's our best bet. Stops his draw engine. But Avon will stop things like Cord too. That Path to Exile becomes really good with Avon Mind Sensor out. As much as I want to keep Path Mana open, gonna actually do something weird, tap my mana a little bit, and then untap my my mana, make him think I've got some kind of like counterspell in hand when I don't have anything like that. We're gonna put Luxodon Smiter out. Luxodon Smiter will get rid of those Wall of Omens. Excellent. It's not like we're stopping too much mana stuff from him. But we will stop, oh, he's really looking here. Oh, we stopped him twice. Even Mind Sensor. You're so good. So many Wall of Omens, man. And at this point, if he bolts my Meddling Mage, it's actually alright for me, because then I just counter back with the Collect a Company of my own. Knight of the Reliquary! I'll take that any day of the week. Alright, man. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna let you have a turn. Alright, fair enough. Nothing I can do about that. Jig's up though. I'm not holding up blue mana for any other reason now. So the card I'm most afraid of, I guess, is a Restoration Angel, but even then, I've got ways around Restoration Angel, aka my Path in my hand. Corsair, sure. Corsair seems fine. I can also tap it down now, which is exactly what I'm going to do. We just got to break through these Wall of Omens. Suppose I could have casted another retreat there, and I should have. Because then I could have tapped down another Wall of Omens. That was stupid of me. I should have done that. I'm still not totally used to my what I should be doing with Corsair. This is going to get Temple Guard, and I'm actually going to take damage for it, so that way I can still do stuff with it later on. I'm not going to take the damage for it. I don't have any reason to. He's gonna get his draw, and that's perfectly fine with me. I'm gonna make him look at the top 4. I guess I should have done that before he drew, but whatever. Guess he really wanted his thing there. His draw, his getting a one of, what was he gonna get back? Domri maybe? Well, he's gonna draw Domri now. But I just gotta keep that Even Mind Sensor alive as long as possible, that's all. Stormgwaif is a fun draw. He might have another Restoration Angel in hand. I'm assuming that's the case. Well, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast this Scavenging Ooze. Cool. Alright. He has access to Collected Company, and I don't want him to be able to do anything with with Even Mind Sensor, so I'm not going to attack with Even Mind Sensor. On the flip end, oh man, he'd have been at 2 life if I played my retreats correctly. On the flip end, I don't really care if Meddling Mage dies. I just do right now since I casted the Ooze. So I think I'm just going to attack with only the Smiter. Yeah, so I was correct in doing that. Because otherwise I would have lost my my Meddling Mage and everything else too. Alright, so what do we want to start eating? Suppose his Domri, his Path. Domri, Path, and Wall of Omens is what I'd rather start eating. And let's see, he already has Domri in hand, so 2 walls, Path. This way he can't path my my Ooze, and he's already got a Domri to fight things, but my my Scavenge Ooze is really high up on there now. And this also means that I can Collected Company next turn. If he decides to go Domri, fight your either Meddling Mage or if he fights Meddling Mage, I can Collect Company. If he fights even Mind Sensor so that he can get land or something. I've already stopped him off with 2 land though, so I think the damage might be done. He can then go for, I guess, Cord, but he's already using up so much mana to do that. Let's see, does he hit? He does hit. Oh, he's got it. Cute. You got it, man. Alright, so we lost that game, but for what it's worth, I mean, I guess I could have named Kiki Jiki. It was a tough call. I just don't know the Meddling Maging enough for that. But it was a pretty close match, I want to say. And that usually matches not in my favor at all, so the fact that it was even slightly in my favor was worth something. I could have gotten him down to 2 game, and I think I would have won the game though if I did my Coralhelm correctly, that I did not do. Yeah, this is a keepable hand. We got removal, we've got Geist, we got Ooze, we got Tarmogoyf. I will start on an untapped Stomping Ground. Actually, do I care to start on untapped Stomping Ground? I'll start on Windswept Heath. Yeah, I should have started on an untapped Stomping Ground. But my life total is not super harsh. Eating stuff is not my not going to be my favorite thing to do. I'm going to need to beat down. You need to start beating down. That can get a Hollowed Fountain. So let's see what's left. Tarmogoyf might end up staying on the defensive. Well, it doesn't matter what's on the defensive now. Just gotta hope to not die. It's fun to not have to care about my life total. Except my life total is 10. I guess I could get Breeding Pool, actually. That would be better for my, my Skoos. So let's see if I'm gonna die. Well, life loss is still pretty good for me. Sure. So, am I dead? Alright. Silence up in now. Negate. Dramarcus Command. Pyroclasm. Even Mind Sensor's alright. Thalia, Meddling Mage. We basically sided in our entire sideboard. Beatdown I kind of need, but I also kind of don't care about. The Retreat to Coralhelm I don't need at all. The Geist and the Knights and the Luxodon Smiter can all come out just like in the Red Deck Wins matchup, and we're left with a pretty good makeup. I can still beat down with Oozes, I can still beat down with Tarmogoyfs, I can still beat down with, yeah, I'd take out the 3-drops, because by then I'm dead, as you guys saw. And I'd rather just have interaction. Should be fine from here on. I mean, I did side in close to everything I owned. 4 take away 15 is 11, so 11 spells. Should be fine. Should be fine. Let's keep this, even though this is land heavy, because I can cast everything then, and I can still draw into things. Noble Hierarch is fine. It can stick around as much as it wants. My trackpad is terrible. Now the question is, do I name like Spellskite? Because of how removal my hand is? I think I do. Yeah, I think I name Spellskite, is because that's the thing that could fuck me up the most. So, I am going to name a Spellskite. And he attacks his dead giveaway that he had Spellskite in his hand. I still get blown out by Vines of Vastwood. If I had another Meddling Mage, I'd use Vines of Vastwood. Yeah. So he does have a Spellskite in hand. The thing with attacking with Noble Hierarch is that even if he decides to go beat down with Noble Hierarch instead, which is a valid option for me because I'm losing a lot of life, then I can go ahead and I'm just going to attack with my Meddling Mage. If he decides to block, he's going to have to crack in order to stop it. And yeah, so I guess he does have Vines of Vastwood here. See how he goes with it. If he just decides to go for 2 Infect, I'm not going to do anything. I've got no reason to fight over it. So I think he's got Vines of Vastwood in his hand, and I am, in fact, playing around that right now. Pyroclasm, fantastic. I'd be willing to block then. I definitely would rather use a Pyroclasm. Force him to use some of his pump spells. Sure. Just letting him know that Elf lives, doesn't die. Spellskite, yep. Just like I thought. Now I'm going to wipe the board. So even if he does a pump spell here to try to keep his Glistener Elf alive, he starts running out of cards in hand. I can also then, I can fight over it and win, so it's not like I can't. Use his Path to Exile on Glistener Elf, so that way it's going to cost him 2 life to transfer it over. And then I'll still bolt. And I know I'm not helping myself out here. But it does leave me at a distinct advantage here. I would assume that he's got pump spells in his hand and nothing to cast. Because otherwise he wouldn't be fighting over that like he did. Yeah, he doesn't have anything, just like I thought. We're just gonna go swinging. If he decides to block and pump, that's fine with me. My life total's high enough that it doesn't matter if he attacks and pumps. Pyroclasm also, again, pretty good here. Not gonna use it. Because I can also destroy the Ink Moth Nexus by just popping it. Because if he gives it pro-white, so that way it doesn't get killed by Qasali Pride Mage's ability, then in response I can just go ahead and Lightning Bolt it. But I'm going to want to wait until he at least puts the first pump spell on it. Thalia's a good one here too. It's going to force him if he's just going to decide to pump. It's going to have to do it very early on. I mean, yeah, this is lethal. I was thinking about whether or not just to do it one thing. So we're going to bolt that in response. He can, again, try to pump it again in response if he wants, but at that point, I'm going to be able to blow it up. Nature's Claim on his own thing, huh? That'll gain him 4 life. And I don't know if I agree to that. No, it's fine. It still works out in my favor, so. That way I still have Qasali Pride Mage.